Hello, everyone, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory here with Will and Tad, where we discuss all of the storylines of the NFL, the 32 teams. And today we have some big storylines featuring the Atlanta Falcons and the Las Vegas Raiders, with the Falcons getting the 15-9 win on the road to improve to 7-7, get within a game of the division lead. But the big storyline is their news at quarterback. They have benched Kirk Cousins for Michael Penix Jr., their first round draft pick out of Washington. So Kirk Cousins in his last start of the year, presumably, goes 11 of 17, 112 yards, a touchdown, and interception, getting the win in Las Vegas. So some big news there, as they're going to give the rookie the chance to take the reins moving forward as they try to track down the Buccaneers in the division. And just big news as Michael Penix gets his career rolling. And what's your take on this situation brewing in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's got me wondering, Tad, if Kirk Cousins is over the hill now. Is this the end of the road for Kirk Cousins? Uh, when you sign a guy like Kirk Cousins, you definitely probably didn't anticipate the 7-7 start. Probably wanted to come out with a bit of a better start than that. And you swept the Buccaneers, which
Yeah.
so this is tough. But you want to win that division, and I get it. So it's kind of baffling. It's a baffling decision, Tad, but I understand it.
Yeah, and I mean, they were saying stuff along the lines of Kirk Cousins, he's lost a bit of his confidence and stuff. And at that point, I mean, it's tough to put out a quarterback that's showing that he's not confident. I mean, you want your signal caller to be having all the confidence in the world, but I don't know. I mean, it's a very interesting situation for Kirk Cousins. Obviously, you get the big deal to go to Atlanta. You have some very big moments. I mean, you break their passing record against Tampa Bay on their single game passing record, but then you go 4 games without throwing a touchdown, losing all 4 games. So, I mean, there's definitely been some ups and downs. And I mean, now they're going to throw a rookie into the starting position as they have big games moving forward. So, interesting to see that. Looking at some more of the stats from the game for Atlanta, Bashawn Robinson, a very big game, 22 carries, 125 yards, also a couple of 10 yards for the young running back there. Drake London had a touchdown on 3 catches, 53 yards, so he was their lead receiver in the game. I'd say though the story for Atlanta was their defense holding the Raiders to just 9 points. That's what gave them the best chance to win. Guys like Ellis with his 11 tackles, 6 solos. That was a big effort there. Obviously, the big interceptions by Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates, two very strong veterans that helped close out that game. What was your take on the defense from Atlanta?
Yeah, I was very impressed with what Atlanta was able to do, with what Atlanta was able to accomplish on that side of the ball. Yeah, Zach Harrison, Grady Jarrett, Kentavious Street, D'Angelo Malone. Just Atlanta, found a way to get the job done against. This Raiders team had
Yeah,
lots of struggles there. We talked about it last week. You bring in Desmond Ritter, who had an okay start, but just a lot to be desired there even then. So, one thing that you might have liked to see though was the Amir Abdullah touchdown for Vegas, but that's about it, really.
yeah, that's really about it. Not a lot going right for the Raiders. I mean, you got Ritter who had the touchdown, the 2 picks. So I mean, just a lot of inconsistency. Like you said, their best offensive performance was probably by Abdullah for his 7 catches, 58 yards, and a touchdown from their dual threat running back. And then you have the fumble by Alexander Madison. I mean, you only get 3 catches out of your stud tight end, Brock Bowers. Just not a lot going good for the offense. I mean, the defense did a solid job trying to keep them in the game. I mean, you get Robert Spillane with the big interception. So he showed up and did what he could, 8 tackles, four solo and a deflection to go along with the interception. But other than that, I mean, just not a lot going right for the Raiders. They even missed a PAT. So just not their best performance in a season full of difficult performances.
Certainly not their best performance amongst a season of difficult performances. And a season to forget, really, for the Raiders. You gotta just, Tad, you might just be kind of trying to tank for a draft pick at this point.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing is, the way I see it, and I don't mean this as much of a slight, but to me, it doesn't look like the Raiders have to try very hard to tank for a draft pick.
No. So it is what it is. So yeah, Michael Penix Jr. next week with the Falcons. He will be getting his NFL debut against
The New York Giants.
There you have it. So why not, Tad? Why not?
Why not? I mean, that's probably a good spot to give him his first start at home against a team like the Giants.
And
so
then,
we'll see how that goes.
Vegas, boy, this will be a really good game. Probably. They host the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, a lot of implications in that game. Who's gonna get the number 1 pick? I mean, who's gonna move up in the draft list? I mean, this is a game you probably want to lose, honestly.
In all realness, yeah. I mean, for both of those franchises, it's like you're just on the draft picks at this point. So,
but I will say, make no mistake, the players out there, they're gonna play at their hardest and they're gonna play to win. But being realistic, like, it'd put your team in a better position to lose this game.
Yeah, in all realness. But yeah, both teams are going to go out there and, give it their all.
Sure.
So, yeah, Falcons win 15-9 over the Raiders. Kirk Cousins gets benched. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow all season long on the Gridiron Glory podcast.
Yeah, thanks for watching.